Did you know the average 4-year-old asks 437 questions a day? A lot of questions. But we want to answer one very specific one today. Hi, my name is Faisali for All Things Mobile. Today, why? Why do we use the smartphone we do? So basically there's many reasons for this, but have we really sat down and thought to ourselves, why do I use this particular phone? Let's get started. I'm a Blackberry user. I've been using Blackberry devices since 2010. So by some people's standards, I'm a relatively new to the user experience of Blackberry devices. And I've been using Blackberry 10 for a while now. And actually I was one of the lucky few to get a Blackberry Dev Alpha, the original one. And I made a video on that, and I had used that for quite some time, and I gotten quite comfortable with the Blackberry 10 experience. Needless to say, I'm currently using the Blackberry Q10 as my daily driver with the Blackberry Z10 as well. So here's why I use a Blackberry. First, I'll start off by saying they're basically the only ones in the industry that still have this, a physical keyboard. And although it's specific to certain models, it's nice having the option that you've got the physical keyboard there. It's, you know, it's there just in case you want to try the model with the physical keyboard. You know that you don't have to worry about anything. It's already there. So into the operating system, I like the efficiency and the flow of the operating system. That's one thing that I really gravitate to. How fast can I get tasks done? These days, smartphones can all get the same tasks done, but how to get that task done is really a big part of how efficient and how fast you can get that task done. So right here, we are in the main screen, the home screen here, the active frame view, and you've got all the applications here. We've also got the Blackberry Hub here. So if I've got a message I want to respond to, so if I just say, hey, you'll see one of the great aspects of Blackberry 10, and that's the instant preview and also instant reply. So calendar, I'm kind of big on using the calendar, and I really like that they drew some parallels between the playbook. So for example, on the 23rd here, there's a event going on, and I've got that event listed, as well as I can see the participants for that event and everything like that. So I really like how you can take a look at your calendar and see that you're busy on some days, so you can plan accordingly just based on the number size, just how big the numbers are. And that's really convenient too, just to be able to see that. So I like the calendar features on the Blackberry 10 device, and in the active frame view, I get a quick little preview of what's going on today, if there's any events. And also in the Blackberry Hub, swipe down, and I see there's some events there too. So that's kind of neat. I also like the native integration. So for example, in Blackberry Remember, it integrates with Evernote. So if I make a note in Evernote, I will be able to see it here and vice versa. So I tend to use this a lot for university just because I'm a university student and I take notes sometimes of some things I should want to go back. For example, articles to read is a quick little it's a quick little glance of articles I found on the web that I might want to read later. So instead of saving the page, I'll just save the link and I'll get to them later. But also saving the page is an option now with Blackberry 10.2.1. So I like the native integration. Furthermore, with native integration, in the file manager, you can notice that there are several different services. So we've got the device and the media card. So it's kind of nice that the Blackberry 10 devices support media cards up to 64 gigabytes confirmed. I've also attached a box, I've got remote access to my computer, and I've also got OneDrive. So in essence, whenever I write something in Microsoft Word, it pops up in OneDrive or in Box, depending on wherever I save it. So I can quickly go into Box, for instance, and then I can go into, let's say, York University, and I can see all the documents that I've done in my courses, and it all works quite well. It does not really cache too much information unless you force it to sync, and yeah, so it's nice. So that was basically live streaming. The other thing I like is the Android app support has gotten much better on Blackberry 10. Now, Blackberry users know that we don't have the best app selection. We do have a lot of good native apps. The social networking apps, they're all native. They all work really well. Native apps like the weather and the calculator app, they work really well. So the native apps work really well. But third-party offerings, a little bit of a slim pickings right now. So the Android apps come into play. So this is Adict, my favorite Japanese dictionary app on the platform. So if I just type in something like, I don't know, tabemas, let's say, and I search that, it gives me the search, and it works quite well. So there's the dictionary entry, kanji, examples. Oh, I think I pressed enter when I shouldn't have. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So it's all there and it works quite well. And the really cool thing is the native integration in Android applications. So what I mean by that is if I go in to remember, so pretend this is a web browser and I'm typing in something like maybe cell phone. And I see that in either Japanese or in English and I just want to say, oh, I want to convert that to Japanese and see what that word would be. So double tap, hit the share framework, and go up into Adict, and you can see that it was one of my recent selections and I use it quite often. So it goes into the Android app, opens it up, and gives me my search. And yeah, so that integration works really well. Also, there's apps like Printhand, which is an app for wirelessly printing your documents, sending it to a Wi-Fi printer or a printer on the network. That works really well too. This app, I sometimes forget it's actually an Android app just because of how well it works. And as you can see, it integrates into things like SkyDrive as well, and it pulls those out. And you can set these apps as default apps on BlackBerry 10.2.1. So every time I, let's say, open an attachment, if I tend to print, I can set it as I can set that app as a default, and it will open that app, and I can print my document right from there. And basically, Snap is how BlackBerry users get Android apps on the phone. It's the most effective way I find. So those are some of the ways, but also things like Blackberry Hub, having all of this in one easy place to view, as well as the notification system. So if I switch hands here, and if I swipe up, you guys can see that I've got 5 unread BBM messages, and I can just swipe in and check that out later. So that's kind of why I tend to use a BlackBerry. It's really all about, for me, getting tasks done, getting them done as fast as possible, and being able to go from task to task. I'm not really too big on apps or games on mobile devices, so I personally don't really play games on a mobile device, but I know some people do. But that's just kind of my perspective on why I use a BlackBerry. And yeah, I'm interested to know what's yours. Faisal Ali signing off.